Australian Citizenship Test Top Secret How I Passed My Exam Part Number 2. This is the last part of Top Secret How I Passed My Exam. Hello and welcome back to my channel. I hope you watch Australian Citizenship Test Topic Part 1. This is the Australian Citizenship Testable booklet. Topic Part 2 is all about Australia's democratic belief, right and liberties. In this section you should memorize Australian citizenship pledged by heart from this time forward under one God. I pledge my loyalty to Australia and its people as democratic belief I share, whose rights and liberties are respect and whose laws I will uphold and obey. Let's discuss Australian democratic beliefs. Parliamentary democracy is Australia's system of government. That means the power of government comes from Australian people through their votes in the election. Australian citizen vote for people to represent them in parliament and they must answer to the people. The rule of law means all Australians are equal under the law. It means that no person, group, or religious rules is above the law. Everyone including people who holds position of power in Australia community must obey the law. Australians are living peacefully here in Australia. That means Australia believes that change should occur through discussion, peaceful precision, and the democratic process. Every individual has right and equality under Australian laws. This is Australia's democratic system, but we should respect all individuals regardless of their background. Let's discuss Australia's freedom member 1. Freedom of speech and freedom of expression. Freedom of speech means that people can say and write what they think and discuss their idea with their as long as they are still obeying Australia laws. Freedom of expression means that people can express their views, including through art, film, music, literature. People are free to meet in public or private places for social and political discussion. And at all times, the law of Australia must be obeyed. Number 2, freedom of association. Freedom of association means that Australia's people has right to form association, are free to join a legal organization such as political party, trade union, religious, cultural or social groups. Freedom of association mean that Australia can gather with others to protest peaceful against a government action organization as long as Australia's law must be obeyed at all time. Freedom of association mean that people can also decide not to join an association and cannot be forced by anyone into going. So number 3, freedom of religion. Australia has no official religion. The government in Australia is clear, which means it operates separately from church and other religious entities. People are free to follow their religion. They choose, or they may also not choose to follow the religious Christian heritage. This is Australia's heritage, and many Australians describe themselves as Christian. Australian has Australia as Christian. Australia has public holidays on Christian days such as Good Friday, Easter Sunday, and Christmas Day. Remember, the Australian government and the law treat the citizen equally regardless of their religion or beliefs while engaging in religious act. The law of Australia must be obeyed at all the time. Where there is conflict between Australia law and other religious practice, Australia laws prevails out prevails now. Let's discuss Australian equalities first. It is gender equality that means men and women have equal rights. In Australia, it is against the law of discriminate against a person because of their gender, fair goal or equality of opportunity. This means that what someone achieves in life should be as a result of their talent, work, effort rather than their wealth or background. Our responsibilities as Australian citizen: number one, obey the law of Australia in Australia. All, all Australians, citizens, and other people in Australia must obey the law of Australia. Number two, vote in election and referendum. This is an important responsibility, a right, and privilege of Australian citizen aged 18 years and over to vote in federal and state of territories election and in referendum, which is the vote to change Australian constitution. Some important terms to remember: referendum as a voter change. Australian constitution voting is compulsory in federal and state or territories elections, and voting may not be compulsory in local government elections in some states. Number 3, defend in some states. Number 3, defend Australia should the need arise. It is a responsibility of Australian citizens to defend Australia should the need arise, and the service in Australia Defence Force in voluntarily. Number 4, serve on the jury if called to do so. Australian citizens who are on the electoral roll can be called a serve on a jury service if requested. Is responsibility of Australian citizen age 18 or over. Important term to remember: jury is a group of ordinary Australian men and women who listed to evidence in the court case and decide if a person is guilty or not. Now let's discuss our privileges as Australian citizen. Our privileges as Australian citizen are: number 1, apply for work in Australia Public Service and Australia Defence Force. Number 2, seek election to Parliament if you are not a dual citizen member. Number 3, apply for an Australian passport and re-enter Australia freely. Number 4, ask for consular assistance from an Australian official while overseas. That means that we can ask for help from Australian government in the case of emergencies such as accident, serious illness, death, civil unrest, natural disaster, and can issue emergency passport. Number 5, apply for children born overseas to become Australian citizen by decent hope to participate in Australian society. We should participate in shaping Australia's future by num, by number 1, join the neighborhood and local community organization, volunteer to do social and community work, and they actively participate in political life. Number 2, pay taxes. Taxes is paid out of the money you earn, whether it is from a job, business, or investment, and is collected by Australian Taxation Office or auto. It is required by law to pay taxes are spent on services including government, healthcare and education, roads and railway, and social security. So that it's for Australian citizenship. Just a little booklet part of everyone. I hope that you will find it easier to study on the channel because I have been summarized the important points of Australian testable booklet. Later on I'll be uploading part 3 and part 4, but after this I'll be uploading the what documents you need and how to apply for citizenship. Thanks for watching the video. If you want to watch more videos about Australian citizenship test and Australian driving license test, please subscribe the channel. Watch the playlist, comment below, comments below and click on the bell icon. Thank you very much.